Okay, we're going to tell you about your story now, because that's the most important thing. If you get that wrong, then it doesn't matter how much money you throw at it, you're not going to get the results you want. It's important to be really clear about what it is that you're after, because that's what drives sales, and it's what drives referrals. Fundamentally, we're looking to make an emotional connection with the other person that we're talking to. This is so that we can motivate them to either buy things from us or to collaborate with us. They're going to be motivated by one of two things. They're going to be motivated by the desire for something new, or the ability to avoid a painful situation. In business-to-business situations, very often that's what we're dealing with. And it's important to get it in the right language, to talk to people in a way that makes sense to them. If you neglect that, you won't get the results. So let's think. We need to be clear about what we do, and who we do it for, and how it helps them. When people start, they often think that if they spread their net widely and try and cover as many bases as possible, it will be to their benefit. Nothing could be further from the truth. Actually, if you say, I'm in marketing, but I specialise in helping people produce organic food and drink, you'll get a better result than if you say, I can help all SMEs, because it's too wide. People don't believe you, they don't relate to it. So, as we said earlier, you need to get it in the right language, and to help you do that, we use a tool called the brain map. The brain map was devised by a guy called Dudley Lynch, who was the author of a best-selling book in the 1980s called Strategy of the Dolphin. Fundamentally, Dudley realised that the way that people express themselves, the way they think, is to do with how their brains operate and which bits they like to use best. Now, we're all familiar that the brain has a left and a right side. The right side deals with patterns, the left side deals with results. But also there's a balance between how much we like to think about things and how much we like to just plunge in and take action. So the brain map therefore gives us a little sort of 4x4, 2x2 matrix of 4 quadrants, and this gives us 4 definite archetypes. In Dudley's language, you've got I pursue, who are the people who just go after things, salesmen, entrepreneurs. You've got people who are into controlling things and analysing. These people might be like accountants, they might be like project managers. You've got people who are team players who like to preserve a good atmosphere in the workplace. And you have people who are visionaries who like to explore. And if you want to convince somebody to interact with you, if you talk to them in language that works for them, then you're more likely to get a result than if you don't. So if we say that we've got these 4 quadrants, if you want to convince an accountant, you want to be detailed, logical and safe. Those people tend to be fairly analytic, they tend to be focused on results, and you may find them in large businesses a lot of the time. By contrast, the people in the bottom left who are real activists but want to get results are entrepreneurs or salesmen. You may find them in small business, and they're motivated by the idea that if we don't go for it now, it will be too late, we'll have missed the bus. People who are team players you often find in the public sector, and they're motivated by the idea that they're going to make the right decision, that we're going to sort of preserve the integrity of the team. And the visionaries, those people out on the bleeding edge on the top right, are all motivated by novelty, and if you want to persuade them, talk about the possibilities that will come out of trying something new. One thing that's interesting is that people in knowledge businesses tend to have to integrate both technology and people skills, and they've got a very good, strong interaction of left and right brain skills. So if you want to sell to them, it's important to take that into account. So fundamentally, we find it practical to look at the values and the needs of both us and the client. Quite often, if you do the sort of analysis that we've got in this little table here, you'll see that something will just drop out of it. I did this once with a firm of builders, and their values and needs were to sort of do a good job without too much hassle, get paid for it on time, and do a good job. And guess what? That's what their customers wanted as well. So the branding for them turned out to be something like traditional values in the modern world. So this gives us the opportunity to work out what our story is. It's worth taking the time to try and jot down a couple of paragraphs that connects what we do with the customer, and to see if we can base it on the shared values and needs we've already established. I suggest if you take a few minutes to do this, it will benefit you, and you'll get better results out of your future marketing. So that's really what I have to tell you about today. The next tranche will go on to consider some new things in different areas. And just to remind you, these are some of the things that we do that you might find useful. All of this stuff is written up in a workbook, 80 pages, which covers a lot of ground, tells you how to sort of promote yourself online and face-to-face, and choose the right balance between the two. There's the workshop that goes with it, and then we've got various other items which are listed out here. So I hope you found that useful, and I look forward to talking to you again soon.